seats. I'd like to welcome you all to the April 11th, 2024, 7 p.m. Oswego County Legislative Session. I'd like to start first with a public hearing. Mr. Mitchell, please.
Good evening. There are three public hearings tonight. Just for people's information, the first is on Department of Information Technology. The second is regarding DWI supervision fees, and the third is regarding the traffic diversion program local law. I'll call the notices in that order. Please take notice the County Legislature of the County of Oswego will meet at Legislative Chambers 46 East Bridge Street, Oswego, New York at 7 o'clock p.m. on the 11th day of April 2024 for purpose of holding a public hearing on proposed local law number 1 of the year 2024, titled A Local Law Creating the Department of Information Technology for the County of Oswego. By order of the Oswego County Legislature, March 14, 2024, Betsy Sherman Saunders, Clerk. Any persons wishing to be heard on proposed local law number 1 of 2024 regarding the Department of Information Technology, please step forward and state your name.
Legislator House. For the public hearing, for the public information, should be number 1.
The very first one.
Only got 1 to 3.
Yeah, 1, 2, 3.
That's at the end.
That's the last.
That's the last one. That's at the end of the meeting.
So just to be clear, no one to speak on the first one, the local operating Department of Information Technology.
Mr. Chairman, there being no persons wishing to be heard regarding proposed local law number 1 of 2024, I'd request to declare the public hearing closed at 7:04.
Thank you. Next.
Please take notice the County Legislature of the County of Oswego will hold a public hearing on April 11th, 2024 at 7 o'clock p.m. regarding proposed County of Oswego local law number 2 entitled A Local Law Authorizing Administrative DWI Supervision Fees pursuant to New York State Executive Law 257C. By order of the County Legislature, March 14, 2024, Betsy Sherman Saunders, Clerk. Any persons wishing to be heard regarding proposed local law number 2 of 2024 regarding proposed DWI supervision fees, please step forward and state your name.
Thank you. We have. Oh, this is for number 3. There are none.
Mr. Chairman, there being no persons wishing to be heard regarding proposed local law number 2 of 2024, I request to declare the public hearing closed at 7:05.
Next.
Notice of public hearing. Please take notice that the County Legislature of the County of Oswego will meet at Legislative Chambers 46 East Bridge Street, Oswego, New York at 7 o'clock p.m. on the 11th day of April 2024 for the purpose of holding a public hearing regarding local law number 3 of the year 2024 entitled Oswego County Traffic Diversion Program Local Law. By order of the Oswego County Legislature, March 14, 2024, Betsy Sherman Saunders, Clerk. Any persons wishing to be heard regarding proposed local law number 3 of 2024, please step forward and state your name.
Would Judy Conger come forward? Thank you. You can go to the podium.
Okay.
There's your timer. You have 5 minutes.
My name is Judy Conger. I'm one of the town justices in the town of Richland and Pulaski, New York. The town judges have received very little information about this proposed program. I found out about it actually when our town clerk gave me a copy of the proposed resolution, and then I saw the articles in the newspaper detailing how this was going to work. Before that, we only knew that the district attorney wanted to start a program but didn't know the details. I would like to note that court cases are supposed to be a three-party process: prosecution, defense, and the court. And under this diversion program, the district attorney's office is taking over the responsibility of the court by deciding which cases get dismissed, and the court really has no option, because if they sent me a proposal to dismiss a case that had been through diversion and I didn't want to accept it, my only option would be to schedule a trial, and obviously the district attorney's office probably would not show up for trial because they're recommending dismissal, and then it would end up being dismissed anyways. It also sounds like you get to pay your way out of a ticket. And a lot of the defendants who appear in our court, which is in a very rural area, as is much of the county, would not be able to afford to pay these fees. So a person who could afford the program could take the program and get their ticket dismissed. But they may already owe money to the court on other cases, and the DA would not have any of that information. So basically, they're getting a pass when they haven't taken care of their responsibilities that they already have to pay money to the court. The district attorney's office is already no longer issuing plea offers on traffic tickets, either to individual defendants or defendants represented by attorneys, at least as of March 27th in the town of Richland Court, when this program isn't even in effect yet. So these hundreds and probably thousands of tickets now are just piling up, and we're just scheduling control dates for all these cases that are pending in the court when nothing is happening. I would also note that I know that there are other counties who have diversion programs, and Cortland County is actually one of them. And I tried to get some information about the Cortland County diversion program because I know that there were 2 courts in Cortland County who opted out of the program. And that was the Cortlandville Town Court and the City of Cortland Court. So it was very difficult to find any information about how the program worked. And that's because I have now found out that as of October 1st of 2023, their program is no longer in existence. So it was in existence for approximately, I would say, 3 years, I believe starting around November 10th of 2020. And it's also my understanding that part of the reason for that there were constitutionality issues raised about that program. And so I would note that if this program goes into effect, that the town and village courts in this county would also have an option to start the process to opt out of the program. Thank you.
Mr. Chairman, there being no other persons wishing to be heard regarding proposed local law number 3 of 2024, I request to declare the public hearing closed at 7:10.
Thank you. Now on to the regular meeting. Would the clerk please call the roll?
Michael Yurden.
Present.
Herbert Yurden.
Present.
Edward Gilson.
Here.
David Holz.
Here.
Roy Rehill.
Here.
John Martino.
Here.
Frank Lombardo.
Here.
Paul House.
Here.
James Weatherup.
Here.
Mary Ellen Chesbro. Here. Linda Lockwood. Here. Richard Klein.
Present.
Patrick Twist.
Here.
Stephen Walpole.
Here.
Kevin Hill.
Here.
James Scanlon.
Here.
Charles Berger.
Here.
Robert Wilmot's been marked excused. Marie Shaw. Here. Paul Conley.
Here.
Noel Samuelson. Here. James Parasik's been marked excused. Michael Soloway.
Here.
Mark Grecker.
Here.
Frank Cecilia.
Wouldn't miss it.
Mr. Chairman, that's 23 present and 2 excused. We have a quorum.
Thank you. Would you now lead us in the invocation?
Let us be thankful for the opportunity to come together today to serve in the role of government. Help us to be ever mindful of opportunities to render our service to fellow citizens and to our community, keeping in mind always the enduring values of life, exerting our efforts in those areas and on those things upon which future generations can build with confidence. Grant us clarity of purpose and protect us from all distractions. Amen.
Thank you. Now the pledge. Pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. I trust we've all had a chance to look at the minutes of the regular meeting from March 14th, and I look for a motion. So moved. All in favor? Aye. Any discussion? Or I should say discussion first. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Thank you. Approved. This time I'd like to have a proclamation for National Donate Life Month. If I could have the government committee, Terry Wilbur, and anyone from the county clerk's office, please come forward.
Yep, you're good. We'll do 2 photos in 3, 2, 1. And then 1 more. 3, 2, 1. Thank you.
All right, the Oswego County Legislature is proclaiming National Donate Life Month in Oswego County. Whereas Oswego County residents demonstrate a commitment to one another in the most difficult of circumstances through organ, tissue, stem cell, and blood donation. And whereas during National Donate Life Month, we honor donors to provide others with a second chance for a healthy life and encourage more New Yorkers to share this precious gift. And whereas over 120,000 Americans await donations on the organ procurement and transplantation network waiting list, of which nearly 10,000 New York State residents are among them, many of whom are from Oswego County. And whereas many will receive a life-saving transplant, but for some, help will not come fast enough. Whether they are coping with kidney failure or recovering from severe injuries, these individuals' lives depend on compassion of loved one or a complete stranger. Whereas across our state we face a shortage of donors and an urgent need for help, and whereas only 35% of eligible New Yorkers are registered to become organ donors, while the national average is 58%, and whereas each organ or tissue donor can save many lives and become one as simple as joining New York State's donor registry by indicating your decision on your driver's license when you register to vote, or going online at MyDMV and informing loved ones of your decision. And whereas together we can save lives and give hope to countless American families, now therefore be it resolved, I, James Rutherford, Chairman of the Oswego County Legislature, on behalf of the entire legislature and the people of Oswego County, do hereby designate the month of April 2024 as Donate Life Month, and call upon healthcare professionals, volunteers, educators, government agencies, faith-based community groups, and private organizations to join forces to boost the number of organ, tissue, blood, and stem cell donors throughout our nation.
So this is an initiative that the County Clerks Association, in partnership with New York State DMV, have undertaken over the last several years. We should be proud in Oswego County. We actually were able to increase our eligible donors by 5% from 2021 to 2022. Still compiling 2023's numbers, so we still have work to go. But in the Central New York region, we are one of the higher counties with registered donors. Everybody is affected one way or another with by Donate Life Month. We just recently had the passing of an individual who was waiting for a transplant, and we need to remember that every person's life is very valuable, and you should take that into consideration. If you are not an organ donor at this point in time, please consider it. Stop into motor vehicle. We'll be more than happy to help you get registered. But thank you to the county legislature for the support that you've given the DMVs. Tomorrow is Blue and Green Day. We do that in honor of Organ Donation Month, so please wear your blue and green. All DMV staff and the clerk staff will be wearing their tie-dye green and blue shirts. We really get into it. And next Tuesday, you're all welcome to join me for the Donate Life flag raising ceremony, which will take place at the Barclay Courthouse in Pulaski. So please join me. That'll be 10 a.m. next Tuesday as well. And I want to thank the health department for joining us in this initiative.
Yeah, it is truly a gift if you do donate, so please consider it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Next, we have a proclamation for Child Abuse Prevention Month. Could I have the Human Services Committee and representatives for the Child Abuse Prevention Proclamation please come forward? Diane Godfrey, Rachel Philo, Missy Oliva, Brenda Lutensky, Megan Rose, Shayna Taylor, and Sarah Pennant.
I think you just missed out first.
That's all right. We got
I'll do it next.
So Oswego County Legislature has designated April 2024 as Child Abuse Prevention Month. Whereas the community cares about child safety and well-being, and child abuse and neglect is a very important concern. Whereas preventing child abuse and neglect is a community problem that depends on involvement among people throughout the community. And whereas child abuse and neglect not only directly harms children, but also increases the likelihood of lifelong physical and mental health problems, alcohol and substance abuse, continued family violence, and criminal behavior. And whereas child maltreatment often occurs when people find themselves in stressful situations without community resources and don't know how to cope. And whereas the majority of child abuse cases stem from situations and conditions that are preventable in an engaged and supportive community. And whereas child abuse and neglect can be reduced by making sure each family has the support they need in raising their children in a safe, nurturing environment. And whereas effective child abuse prevention programs succeed because of partnerships created among social service agencies, schools, faith communities, civic organizations, law enforcement agencies, and the business community. Now therefore, James Weatherup, Chairman of the Oswego County Legislature, and on behalf of our entire legislature and the people of Oswego County, we hereby proclaim April 2024 as Child Abuse Prevention Month, and call upon all citizens, community agencies, faith groups, medical facilities, and businesses to increase their participation in our efforts to support families, thereby preventing child abuse and strengthening the communities in which we live.
Hi, my name is Sarah Finley. I'm the Director of Services at DSS. And I just wanted to add that everybody here plays a role in child prevention. Our legislators, our amazing staff and success, our service providers. We are people that choose to do this work. And I think that they're very commendable. And it takes skill, compassion, integrity, and the willingness to make a difference in the life of a child. So, I want to thank the legislators for all you've done for the department and young children in our community. And look
Thank you. Thank you, Troy. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, we have a proclamation for Fair Housing Month. I have the Economic Development Committee and Kelly Allen. Please step forward.
Sorry about that. Okay. Take 2 photos.
You leave him out.
In 3, 2, 1. And then again. 3, 2, 1. Thank you.
Thank you. Whereas, with local law number 2 of 1990, that was 34 years ago, the Oswego County Legislature declared its support for equal housing opportunities to all residents of Oswego County. And whereas then, 19 years later, in 2009, the Oswego County Legislature found and determined the amendments were needed for local law that we passed in 1990 were both necessary and desirable to conform to Oswego County fair housing law with application for state and federal laws. Whereas then, local law number 1, 2009, will be reviewed again this year to ensure that the existing laws do conform with all the provisions of state and federal regulations. Whereas the legislature appointed a fair housing officers and established a fair housing council to publicize, to advertise, and promote the fair housing law. And whereas the County of Oswego prohibits discrimination. Trust me, it's on everything. I'm going to list all the discriminations. On the basis of race, religion, color, disability, national origin, sexual orientation, general identity, status as a victim of domestic violence, military status, age, sex, marital status, source of income, familial status in the sale, rental, or advertising of housing, in the provision of brokerage services, or in the availability of residential real estate related transactions. Now, you tell me there's not anything in there. We got it covered. Now, therefore, James Weatherup, Chairman of the Oswego County Legislature, on behalf of the entire legislature and the people of Oswego County, do hereby proclaim April 2024 as Fair Housing Month. Thank you. Now, would you like to say a few words?
Sure. My name is Kelly Allen. I'm the coordinator for the County Housing Assistance Program. We provide rental assistance to low-income households, families, and individuals in our county. And we're very proud to be part of the Fair Housing proclamation that's happening today. One of the ways that we're promoting our fair housing, we do every year in April, is we host a fair housing coloring contest. If you check your mailboxes, we provided a couple of coloring entries for you to share. We give them out to every elementary school, local libraries, community organizations, and then again to you as our legislators. We're just hoping that you share that with family, friends, and your constituents, and have them participate in our coloring contest. The prizes are fantastic, and the kids are pretty amazing at what they show us that they can do. So we appreciate your support, and we're looking forward to another fun month of fair housing.
We support all of your work too. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. We'll move on now to introduction of visitors. Any public speakers on resolutions of the day? Legislator House.
There are none.
Thank you, sir. Any reports of county officials? Any reports of standing committees? Any reports of special committees? Moving now to resolutions in motion. Government Courts and Consumer Affairs, Resolution GC1 by Legislator Holmes.
Mr. Chairman, I offer this resolution for its adoption.
Will the clerk please read the heading?
Resolution appointing certain individuals to the Oswego County Land Bank Corporation Board of Directors.
That's where we're heading to these people.
Thank you. Any discussion? All those in favor? Aye. All those opposed? Abstain. Any abstentions?
Mr. Chairman, that's 22 in favor, 0 opposed, 2 excused, and 1 abstained.
We need to abstain too, Mr. Castillo? You did. I didn't vote, yeah. 2 abstentions.
Okay, then. 21 in favor, 0 opposed, 2 excused, and 2 abstained.
Thank you. Moving now to resolution GC2 by Legislator Holmes.
Mr. Chairman, I offer this resolution for its adoption.
Will the clerk please read the heading?
A resolution adopting County of Oswego Local Law Number 1 of 2024 entitled A Local Law Creating the Department of Information Technology for the County of Oswego.
This is a change in name, and this is to optimize efficiency and optimize cybersecurity.
Thank you. Any discussion? Legislator Shaw.
We won't be adding any new hires to this, we're just changing the name, correct? Thank you.
Any other discussion? All those in favor? Aye. Opposed?
Mr. Chairman, that's 23 in favor, 0 opposed, and 2 excused.
Thank you. Moving to resolution GC3 by Legislator Holmes.
Mr. Chairman, I offer this resolution for its adoption.
Will the clerk please read the heading?
Resolution authorizing the reclassification of one position in the county clerk's office.
Yes, this is for 14112 senior motor vehicle clerk. That's a grade 6, and we reclassified to principal motor vehicle clerk, grade 9.
Thank you. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Mr. Chairman, that's 23 in favor, 0 opposed, and 2 excused.
Thank you. Moving to resolution GC4 by Legislator Holmes.
Mr. Chairman, on this resolution for its adoption.
Will the clerk please read the heading?
Resolution authorizing increase in witness fees for the public defender's office.
Yes, this is where it's going to be $50,000 at the time for the industries.
Thank you. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Mr. Chairman, that's 23 in favor, 0 opposed, and 2 excused.
Thank you. Resolution GC5 has been referred back to the Government Committee for more information. Moving to the Public Safety Committee, Resolution PS1 by Legislator Greco.
Mr. Chairman, I offer this resolution to recommend its approval.
Will the clerk please read the heading?
A resolution adopting County of Oswego Local Law Number 2 of 2024 entitled A Local Law Authorizing Administrative DWI Supervision Fees Pursuant to New York State Executed Law 256 or 257-C.
This will require individuals under the supervision of probation to pay a $30 fee if they're on probation.
Thank you. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Mr. Chairman, that's 23 in favor, 0 opposed, and 2 excused.
Thank you. Resolution PS2 by Legislator Greco.
Mr. Chairman, I offer this resolution to recommend its approval.
Will the clerk please read the heading?
A resolution adopting County of Oswego Local Law Number 3 of 2024 entitled Oswego County Traffic Diversion Program Local Law.
Yeah, Mr. Chairman, this is a local law that will allow the district attorney's office to mitigate traffic infractions through a program it's a voluntary program that will allow individuals to receive summonses, to go online, take a course, and pay a fee, and not show up to court. It will free up our district attorney's office, our assistant district attorneys have to go out to different villages and towns, and we're short people. That's really the bottom line. we're trying to make it more efficient for the district attorney to pay attention to more serious crimes.
Thank you. And I would add that the traffic diversion program aims to improve the outcomes for routine vehicle and traffic infractions while improving public safety and lessening the administrative burden upon the district attorney's office and the local courts. The goal of the program is to educate and prevent reoffenders within our county. Since the start of automatic discovery and the bail reform law provided to prosecutors by the state of New York, it is imperative to dedicate staffing to the district attorney's office to meet these critical time-sensitive deadlines and requirements. Because of these hurdles, the traffic diversion program is necessary, and I urge my colleagues to adopt this resolution. Any discussion? Legislator Shaw.
I have two questions. The first would be directed at Rich. Rich, is this law constitutional?
It's perfectly constitutional to adopt it. The other counties have this in place, and that is up to the courts, not me to determine.
Part two of the question.
Yes.
I guess, Mr. Greco, is the traffic diversion, at what point will we be adding people to monitor this program, and will it be attorneys that execute this? It just seems like we're making government bigger to me.
Well, this is in the next resolution, there's a company that regulates this entire thing. It's all done online, digital. It's no new hirees, there's no cost to the county to run the program. There's a fee to the people who participate in the program that they have to pay.
Thank you.
Any other discussion? Legislator Yurden.
Roll call vote, please.
Thank you. Once we get to that, Legislator Castillo.
I have to differ with what was just stated. It says here, the district attorney's office shall maintain traffic diversion program records in accordance with New York State County law, whatever it is there. I mean, who's going to be maintaining that?
Well, it'll be a digital response from the company, right? Giving it to the district attorney and the courts.
And
Everybody
so,
will get a copy of it.
at what point in time will we, if this goes as big as everybody plans, or thinks it will, because right now we're saying we need to do this because we're overwhelmed in the district attorney's office with all the different activity that has to be done. Well, we say we need somebody to maintain this program because you're saying we can maintain it. I didn't ask it in committee, but I thought of it after I read it.
It's in the next resolution, you'll see there's an agency that maintains all the records. They're providing.
Any other
I can't
discussion?
make it any clearer than that, Frank.
Well, I can't make it any clearer than what you say here, that the district attorney's office shall maintain traffic.
They will send them, the records will be sent to the district attorney through this
Who's
agency.
going to, the district attorney's office is going to maintain those records,
Yeah,
right?
digitally,
Digital. Who's going to do that?
Is there any other discussion?
usually computer, Frank.
Somebody got one, Legislator Greco, you hand up? No? Any other discussion? All those in favor? Oh, wait, excuse me, Legislator Yurden has asked for a roll call vote. Roll call vote, please.
Michael Yurden.
No.
Herbert Yurden.
No.
Edward Gilson.
Yes.
David Holtz.
Yes.
Roy Rehill.
Yes.
John Martino.
No.
Frank Lombardo.
Yes.
Paul House.
Yes.
James Weatherup.
Yes.
Mary Ellen Chesbro.
Yes.
Linda Lockwood.
Yes.
Richard Klein.
Affirmative.
Patrick Twist.
Yes.
Stephen Walpole.
Yes.
Kevin Hill.
Yes.
James Scanlon.
Yes.
Charles Berger.
Yes.
Marie Schad.
No.
Paul Conley.
Yes.
Noel Samuelson.
Yes.
James Carrasco's been marked excused. Michael Soloway.
Yes.
Mark Greco.
Yes.
Frank Castelia.
No.
Mr. Chairman, that's 18 in favor, 5 opposed, and 2 excused, and I forgot to mention Robert Wilmot has been excused.
Thank you. Moving now to Resolution 3 by Legislator Greco.
Mr. Chairman, I offer this resolution to recommend its approval.
Will the clerk please read the heading?
Resolution authorizing the execution of an agreement with Advent Financial Systems LLC traffic diversion program.
And this is the agency that will track and record all the people who participate in the traffic diversion program.
Thank you. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Mr. Chairman, that's 18 in favor, 5 opposed, and 2 excused.
Thank you. Resolution PS4 by legislator Greco.
Chairman, offer this resolution, recommend its approval.
Will the clerk please read the heading?
Resolution authorizing budgetary modification, Sheriff's Office, transfer from Insurance Recovery, Treasurer's Office, to Automotive Supplies and Repair, Road Division.
And this is a little over $10,000 that we'd like to put back into.
Thank you. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Mr. Chairman, that's 23 in favor, 0 opposed, and 2 excused.
Thank you. Moving to resolution PS5 by legislator Greco.
Mr. Chairman, I offer this resolution to recommend its approval.
Will the clerk please read the heading?
Resolution authorizing Oswego County District Attorney's Office to enter a service contract with Finger Lakes Paralegal Services.
Okay, this is a training agreement that will allow the service to come in and train our district attorney's office and our other police agencies in how to use and efficiently and transfer all the digital discovery that's now required to be produced by the district attorneys.
Thank you. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Mr. Chairman, that's 23 in favor, 0 opposed, and 2 excused.
Thank you. Moving to the Human Services Committee, legislator Rehill with HS1.
Mr. Chairman, I offer the following resolution and urge its adoption.
Will the clerk please read the heading?
Resolution authorizing budget modification, Department of Social Services daycare.
The department contracts with an organization called Integrated Community Planning Incorporated, and they provide daycare and child care registration and inspection services. This contract hasn't been increased since 2015, which justifies the increase. The total is $25,600 that is coming from another expense line, and then there's another supplies and expense line that's coming from a different area of the budget. So it's budget neutral.
Thank you. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Mr. Chairman, that's 23 in favor, 0 opposed, and 2 excused.
Thank you. Resolution HS2 by legislator Rehill.
Mr. Chairman, I offer this resolution and urge its adoption.
Will the clerk please read the heading?
Resolution authorizing budget modification, Department of Social Services to accept federal captive care funds for SFY 2023-24.
This is to accept $70,000. The two acronyms stand for CAPTA stands for Child Abuse Prevention and Treatment Act, and CARA stands for Comprehensive Addiction and Recovery Act. The allocation provides federal funding to hire or contract full-time or part-time behavioral health consultants or nurses through the Huntington Family Services to work alongside Child Protective Services and Preventive Services caseworkers. 100% federal funds, no local share.
Thank you. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Mr. Chairman, that's 23 in favor, 0 opposed, and 2 excused.
Thank you. Resolution HS3 by legislator Rehill.
Well, Mr. Chairman, HS3, we are going to withdraw back to committee for consideration.
Thank you. Moving now to the Economic Development and Planning Committee, Resolution EP1 by legislator Chesbrough.
Mr. Chairman, I offer this resolution and urge its adoption.
Will the clerk please read the heading?
Resolution of the County Legislature of the County of Oswego, New York, approving the Oswego County Civic Facilities Corporation Revenue Bonds, Series 2024, North Oswego County Health Services, Inc., EVA Connects Care Project, issue in an aggregate principal amount not to exceed $8 million.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, what this is our Oswego County Civic Facilities Corporation has reviewed the request from Connects Care for their project in Oswego County, and not being they are not-for-profit, that they will be able to issue bonds, and the way they're doing it is that they will get an additional $2 million to go to Connects Care for their use.
Thank you. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Mr. Chairman, that's 23 in favor, 0 opposed, and 2 excused.
Thank you. Resolution EP2 by legislator Chesbrough.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, I urge everyone to do this resolution and to pass it.
Clerk, please read the heading.
A resolution fixing time and place for public hearing relative to proposed County of Oswego Local Law Number 4 of the year 2024, entitled "A Local Law Declaring Oswego County as an Eligible Area under New York State Environmental Conservation Law 11-0935 and authorizing the participation in a deer hunting program thereunder."
Yes, Mr. Chairman. We have done this law in the past. What it is allowing 12 to 13-year-old children, individuals, I should say, that would be out hunting for deer with adults. And it's a great opportunity for them to learn the correct way to go out and hunt.
Thank you. Any discussion? Legislator Castillo.
I think she used, the legislator used the proper term, they're children. And I'm sorry, I will not be in favor of this in any way, shape, or form. Sorry.
Thank you. Legislator Twist.
I just want to point out that educating our children at a young age on how to properly use firearms and properly hunt is very important. And I fully support this.
Thank you, sir. Legislator Castillo.
I took hunter training classes when I was 14 years old to get your license for small game. And yes, it's a difference between that and going out in big game. It's a lot different. And everybody should take hunter training class. Yes, I agree with that. But not to be out in the woods where they are under supervision of an adult or not, putting them in danger, putting other people in danger. So I won't be in favor. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Mr. Chairman, that's 21 in favor, 2 opposed, and 2 excused.
Thank you. Before we get to Resolution EP3, I think you'll remember last month we had a little bit of a history lesson on Dr. Mary Walker. This resolution will help provide financial support to the Oswego County Historical Society for the public display of the United States Congressional Medal of Honor recipient, Dr. Mary Edwards Walker. Dr. Walker is an Oswego Town native and is the only female recipient in the history of this highest military decoration. The Medal of Honor is planned to be on display by the end of June or early July at the Richardson Bates House Museum, 135 East 3rd Street, Oswego. Resolution EP3 by Legislator Chesler.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, I offer this resolution and I urge its adoption.
Will the clerk please read the heading?
Resolution providing authorized agency funding under County Law 224 to the Oswego County Historical Society, Dr. Mary Walker Congressional Medal of Honor display case.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, what this is we had gone over the history of Dr. Mary Walker at our last meeting, and the Historical Society had asked us if we could help out with the security for this display case, because it's very important to them to be able to have people see this. In fact, there has been other places where she has been able to be named either a ship or a fort, and what it is they have asked, when they've done this, to send the Congressional Medal of Honor down. In fact, saying that they would bring up people that would actually walk it through and be very protective of it. And the museum has always said, no, this is where she belongs. This is the only place that anyone will be able to see the Congressional Medal of Honor for Dr. Mary Walker. They have asked for $10,000, and I think it's well worth it.
Thank you. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Mr. Chairman, that's 23 in favor, 0 opposed, and 2 excused.
Thank you. Moving to Resolution EP4 by Legislator Chesler.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, I offer this resolution and urge its adoption.
Will the clerk please read the heading?
Resolution fixing time and place for a public hearing relative to the requests of landowners inclusion within the existing certified agricultural district pursuant to the New York State Agricultural and Markets Law, Section 303-B as amended.
Yes, this is something that we do every year. What it is that the Committee for Agriculture, Farmland Protection meets, and anyone that is a landowner that would like to put their land in an agricultural district would apply to us in the month of January. And we did have an individual, and that will be brought forth next month. Yes.
Thank you.
Yes.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Mr. Chairman, that's 23 in favor, 0 opposed, and 2 excused.
Thank you. Moving to Resolution EP5 by Legislator Chenzel.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, I offer this resolution and urge its adoption.
Will the clerk please read the heading?
Resolution awarding professional services contract, Pioneer Production Services LLC.
Yes, this is very exciting for Oswego County. What this is, it's a studio production of, it's a storyline of Discover America, great places to live, work, and start a business. And we were chosen as one of the only places in New York State to do this, and it is under the Viewpoint. Dennis Quaid will be producing this. And it's actually, right now, you can see some of his other shows on television, on the public network television. And we will be given 3 different things. One of them is a 3 to 5 minute educational production, and it will be shown in all 50 states, and they'll be going to 60 million households. Will be able to see something about Oswego County and what a great place it is to live and work. The second thing is a 5 to 6 minute corporate profile. It's a shorter version. It's only 3 to 5 minute long, and it can be put on like a some kind of screen or laptop at any conventions or anything we go to show people all around exactly what Oswego has to offer. And the last thing is it's a 1 minute commercial that will be produced, and it will be out, and it will be played on CBS, CNN, Fox News, Discovery Life, the Learning Channel, Discovery Channel, or other networks. Great opportunity for Oswego.
Thank you. Any discussion? I want to Randy Quaid.
I know. Wait.
Any other discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Mr. Chairman, there's 23 in favor, 0 opposed, and 2 excused.
Thank you. Moving to the Health Committee, Resolution HE1 by Legislator Solomon.
Mr. Chairman, offer this resolution and encourage its adoption.
Will the clerk please read the heading?
Resolution authorizing Oswego County to enter into the proposed Central New York Ecological Alliance intermunicipal agreement. Thought I had that.
This is an opportunity for Oswego County to enter into intermunicipal agreement with 7 other upstate counties in order to ensure adequate public health services in the event of a public health emergency.
Thank you. Any discussion? All those in favor? Aye. Opposed?
Mr. Chairman, that's 23 in favor, 0 opposed, and 2 excused.
Thank you. Moving to Resolution HE2 by Legislator Solomon.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Offer this resolution and encourage its adoption.
Will the clerk please read the heading?
Resolution authorizing budgetary modification due to increased legal fees associated with illegal paper products hearings.
In 2022, the Board of Health adopted a new fine policy for the sale of illegal flavored vape products. Several businesses were found in violation, and hearings have begun to set the fines. With these hearings comes an increase in legal fees. Some of the hearings have concluded, and we'd like to use a portion of the fines known to us but not yet received to offset the increase in legal fees.
Thank you. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Mr. Chairman, that's 23 in favor, 0 opposed, and 2 excused.
Thank you. Moving to the Infrastructure, Facilities, and Technology Committee, Resolution IT1 by Legislator Howe.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I recommend this resolution and urge its adoption.
Will the clerk please read the heading?
Resolution authorizing the execution of an interstate mutual aid program, IMAP, reimbursement agreement with the New York State Department of Transportation, Erie County, Buffalo, 2022 storm assistance.
This is a settlement from when highway went up during the blizzard in Buffalo for the sum of $39,586.26.
Thank you. And before we vote, I'd like to again thank Mr. Walker for sending his team out there. If we get the check a little quicker, that'd be better, but that's okay.
We're supposed to get it last September.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Mr. Chairman, that's 23 in favor, 0 opposed, and 2 excused.
Thank you. Before we get to Resolution IT2, this is a Homeland Security Agreement. And Oswego County works with New York State on many levels to improve the county's network security and intergovernmental collaboration when it comes to common network and system threats. This agreement with the New York State Office of Information Technology Services the New York State Division of Homeland Security and Emergency Services, is a continuation of those security efforts. This will allow the state and Oswego County to share confidential and cyber information to detect cybersecurity risks. Legislator House.
Recommend this resolution and urge its adoption.
Will the clerk please read the heading?
Resolution authorizing the execution of an agreement between the County of Oswego and the New York State Office of Information Technology Services, New York State Division of Homeland Security and Emergency Services.
What Mr. Chairman said.
Any other discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Mr. Chairman, that's 23 in favor, 0 opposed, and 2 excused.
Thank you. Resolution IT3 by Legislator House.
I recommend this resolution and urge its adoption.
Will the clerk please read the heading?
Resolution increasing authorization of capital project R0121-Pulaski Courthouse.
Okay, this is a capital project for $115,600 for the courthouse in Pulaski.
Thank you. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Mr. Chairman, that's 23 in favor, 0 opposed, and 2 excused.
Thank you. Resolution IT4 by Legislator House.
I recommend this resolution and urge its adoption.
Will the clerk please read the heading?
Resolution awarding professional services contract RFP 24-PG-001 architectural and engineering services for the exterior restoration of repair H. Douglas Barkley Courthouse.
Yes, this is, was awarded to Gymo Architecture and Engineering for $115,600.
Thank you. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Mr. Chairman, that's 23 in favor, 0 opposed, and 2 excused.
Thank you. Resolution IT5 by Legislator House.
I recommend this resolution and urge its adoption.
Will the clerk please read the heading?
Resolution establishing capital project number B0124, County Route 12, Bridge over Fish Creek.
Okay, this is an authorized transfer from capital reserve number 16 to B0124, County Route 12, $175,000.
Thank you. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Mr. Chairman, that's 23 in favor, 0 opposed, and 2 excused.
Thank you. Resolution IT6 by Legislator House.
I recommend this resolution and urge its adoption.
Will the clerk please read the heading?
Resolution appointing members to the Oswego County Solid Waste Management Board.
Yeah, we have a management board for solid waste. They meet 4 times a year, and this is the redesign of the board, and I will be abstaining.
I
Yes.
will also be abstaining.
Perhaps Legislator House, if you read the names, then we know.
Okay, so the name on the board, Mr. Lee McMullen in Hannibal, Honorable James Weatherup, Chairman of the Legislature, Honorable Linda Lockwood of Downey, Ms. Sandra Green, Downey, Mr. Martin Miller, Novellis, Mr. Herman Jordal, Felix Scholler, Mr. Todd Butler, Butler Disposal Systems, Honorable Paul House, Chairman of the Infrastructure Committee, Mr. Sean Walker, County Superintendent of Highways, Mr. Craig Rebord, Oswego County DPW Commissioner, and Mr. Michael Ludastansky, Director of Solid Waste Program.
Thank you. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Mr. Chairman, that's 20 in favor,
Some abstentions.
yeah, 20 in favor, 0 opposed, 2 excused, and 3 abstained.
All right, thank you. Moving now to Resolution IT7 by Legislator House.
Yeah, I recommend this resolution and urge its adoption.
Will the clerk please read the heading?
Resolution authorizing budgetary modification, Department of Solid Waste, unappropriated fund balance to landfill and transfer stations, other equipment.
As it reads, Department of Solid Waste requests the funding from unappropriated fund balance to the amount of $388,400.
Any discussion? Legislator Castillo.
That the unfunded, unappropriated fund balance, they're coming out of solid waste.
Solid
waste.
waste.
Just want to make sure that everybody is good.
Any other discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Mr. Chairman, that's 23 in favor, 0 opposed, and 2 excused.
Thank you. Moving now to the Finance and Personnel Committee, Legislator Walpole, Resolution FE1.
I
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I offer the following resolution and urge its adoption.
Will the clerk please read the heading?
Resolution authorizing the reclassification of one position in the Human Resources Department.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, as our Director of Human Resources spoke at the meeting, he explained how there was several different job duties, and this one of them being the expanded, for job fairs, job searches, things like that. It was a tremendous success. We seem to be doing more of that, and with the retirement of another individual, they combine some of those duties into one increasing job duties. Obviously, their job duties going up, and she asked for this reclassification.
Thank you. Any other discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Mr. Chairman, that's 23 in favor, 0 opposed, and 2 excused.
Thank you. Unfinished business, Legislature House.
Motion to waive the rules for GC 6 and GC 7 only.
Second.
Second. Motion and a second. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
It's 23 in favor, 0 opposed, and 2 excused to waive the rules.
Thank you. Legislator Holst, resolution GC 6.
Mr. Chairman, I offer this resolution for its adoption.
Will the clerk please read the heading?
Resolution authorizing 2024 tax property auction.
This is for tax year 2019, 2020, 2021, and 22. And the auction date is scheduled to start on May 14th of 2024 and end on June 11th, 2024.
Thank you. Before we vote, thank you, Legislator Klein, and previous commitment. But yes, back to that. Is there any discussion? Legislator Castillo.
The only thing that we would request is that the amounts be put in the next time we get to come. We talked with the treasurer beforehand, and he said, yes, that, that could be conflict of interest.
Okay.
That's all. Thank
All
you.
right. We'll make sure that he's agreeable that happens. Any other discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Mr. Chairman, that's 22 in favor, 0 opposed, and 3 excused.
Thank you. Resolution GC 7 by Legislator Holst.
Chairman, I offer this resolution for its adoption.
Will the clerk please read the heading?
Resolution approving the execution of a consulting agreement with Alex Bogowich concerning the Addis ethanol Fulton property.
Yes, the chairman of the legislature is authorized to enter into an agreement with all for the sum of $5,000 per month through December 31st, 2024.
Thank you. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Mr. Chairman, that's 22 in favor, 0 opposed, and 3 excused.
Thank you. I'm looking now for the appropriate motion.
So moved. Second.
Stand adjourned. Legislator House. Thank you, sir. Thank you. At this time, we have public comment period on comments unrelated to the resolutions. Would Chance Kennedy come forward? Yeah, oh, you have 5 minutes and your affiliation.
What?
You didn't have to identify.
Oh, I don't, this is my first time.
Anyway, thank you, sir. You have 5 minutes.
So thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for letting me speak today. So I'm here to speak about the low-income housing kind of crisis that's in our community. So I wanted to speak about that as a resident of a low-income housing project here in the city of Oswego. So I know that there's been a lot of issues, discussions, what have you, in regards to having more low-income housing in different municipalities across the county. I think that while there is a lot of concern regarding the kind of people that would be have advantageous to be in these kind of housing projects. I know from experience, I live in Harborview Square, it's down here on the west side, down by the pier and everything, that I feel safe in my community. I know that there have been troublemakers in the past. Housing Visions, who owns that property in Harvard Square, they do their level best to make sure that everybody is vetted and that that we all feel safe and secure in our building and everything. They kick people out when that's appropriate, things like that. I know that not everybody's perfect, but everybody deserves a second chance. I wanted to read from my building manager an email that I received from her today because I wanted to get her statement basically on that. And so there are wait lists, and she said, you know, wait lists can be estimated about 6 months to 1.5 years, depending on the occasion. And people tend to forget to update their things, so wait lists can be moved up. So there is definitely a need for low-income housing in our community, not just the city of Oswego. She also spoke about, because I had asked her about the police presence, because I obviously know that there has been some issues with the police uptick in certain low-income housing developments. She said, and I'm quoting her in my email, "Police presence has been greatly reduced. Many residents have personally expressed to us how pleased they are with this and many other positive changes within our community. As with any residences in Oswego, there are times when the authorities need to be called. However, with the positive and excelling changes within the building, this has been diminished substantially. My very rough calculations are about approximately 70%, if not more." So over the last, I was the very first resident at Harborview Square to move in. So since I moved in February of 2022, I can confidently say that the police presence has been reduced. It's not gone 100%, it never will, but I feel confident that, you know, with any new project that's being proposed in any municipality across our county, that the need is there. There is a wait list. I used to live at Hamilton Homes back in the day, and I can tell you that, you know, there is a need for this kind of environment, especially with homelessness and everything like that. My colleague and friend will speak about that after I will, but she's got more data than I do. But the thing is, we need this, and I know that there's issues with all that, but that's all I wanted to say. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Moving now to Victoria Evans. Come forward. Thank you. Podium is yours. You have 5 minutes. Thanks.
Good evening, folks. My name is Victoria Evans, and I'm here to speak tonight about homelessness in Oswego County. It's been an increasing problem in the recent years, and it expects to be increasing even more with our economy and the way things are going with the rest of us as we have possibles and problems of our own. So everyone deserves a safe place to call home. I bet you all have the same. I hope we could have that for our community. Oswego County has had an increase of 79% of homelessness from people for the last year. Tracking homelessness is a complex, systematic issue that takes all members of our community to solve. Homelessness isn't just the absence of shelter. There are homelessness in many ways and factors such as joblessness, low wages, high cost of living, and all of which can force people into a homelessness situation. We are all on the edge of that. If you don't think so, have an injury and see how it affects you if you don't have 3 months worth of income to support yourself. Homelessness is a societal problem. There is a systematic challenge to facing people seeking and obtaining permanent housing. The cost of housing has gone up, the amount of housing is less, and the many homes in the area are old or condemned. There isn't really a lot of new housing or affordable housing, especially in many circumstances. 5% of the homeless people are what is considered the chronically homeless, which means they have experienced homelessness 4 times in the past 3 years. 10% of the homeless population are the younger than 25 years old. These numbers do not include couch surfing, where we had a lot of youth at the time because it is hard to find and it's a hidden part of our population. There are a lot of issues that go with youth. Homelessness, for example, disagreements with family members, not having the support of structure in place, and people coming out of foster care and having no place to go or means to get there. 60% of the people in emergency shelters stay less than 30 days. That might be because you're not allowed to be more than 30 days, especially if it has to do with domestic violence. 50% of the people experiencing homelessness report having a disabling condition, and that could be as much as COVID. We have a long-term COVID issue. Less than 10% of people experiencing homelessness report misusing substance like drugs and alcohol. That's only 10% of the people. 23% of households experience homelessness have at least one child, and that is ones that are not in a household, they're in tents as well. In 2022, only 3% of the people were sleeping outside. In 2024, the number has increased to 79% of people, because we also include mobile homes that don't have heat, water, or electricity. That is homelessness. Veterans make up an appropriate 1% of the homeless population. Thank gosh, the guys that looked out for us, we don't have as many on the outside. 5% of the homeless population are chronically homeless. 10% of the homeless population are youth. Homelessness is not just the absence of shelter, but is the manifestation of a deep-seated social issue. Homelessness is a challenge that affects all of us. It is a resolution that requires a collective effort. As yourselves are, you are part of the problem or you're the solution. You decide, because your day could come where you might have the same opportunity to be homeless if in fact something happens to you. Have a great evening.
All right, I'd like to thank you all for attending tonight. It's been a little warm in here, so thanks for putting up with that. But again, have a good evening, and we'll see you next month.